Okay, welcome everybody to Diamond Zone. Okay, we're going to get into the training right away. But what I want to talk about today is really the two sides to your business. The first side is when you bring somebody into the business. Okay, and the other side is obviously prospecting to bring people into your business. And most of us, our focus is to prospect, to bring in new people. That's got to be the first step. But once you bring somebody in, it's important to know the shot. Okay, and I'm a proponent for this. I talked about it a little bit yesterday. You know, my dad's from Palermo, Sicily, and if you look at and you ever watch any mob movies, right, like The Sopranos or Goodfellas or any of those movies, they always talk about knowing the shot. You know what knowing the shot means? Okay, knowing exactly before you open your mouth what people are going to say. Okay, that's what knowing the shot is. And once you know the shot, then you know how to react. But the problem in our business, a lot of the time, is that we talk more than we listen. That is for sure the number one problem in any type of sales organization, right? We always say it, we have two ears and one mouth for a reason. In our business, we really want to use our ears to find out what we have. So I'm going to cut both sides to this thing as I do the presentation. But really what we are professional introducers into a system. I remember when Lisa first got involved in network marketing, she was very clear. She said, they just want me to be a professional introducer. And we talk about this, and I'm telling you right now, World Global Network has taken a professional introducer to a whole new level. Because all we really are is a professional introducer to a 2-minute video. That's really what we are. Now, obviously, you know, you could sit down with people on a one-on-one basis. You could do meetings. But at the end of the day, the door opens. The door opens with the 2-minute video. Because what that does, it ciphers through the wrong people, right? That was always half my battle. See, I had to bring people to a meeting and then determine who's interested or not. Now, a lot of times, I don't even see these people. I'm just sending out the 2-minute video. If there's an interest, when I do my follow-up, they're going to let me know. And this allows you to go through your system very, very quickly. And you'll see that in a second, right? We do launch calls. We do Zoom meetings. And then now, for the first time, we're putting together a travel schedule. Why? Because now we have the base. And now what we've done is we have lots of people sending out that 2-minute video. I want you guys to understand how this process works, right? We now have an organization. And now people are saying, well, how are you determining where you're going? Well, now it's based on the momentum in certain areas. So we're in Denver. Why? Well, because we have momentum in Denver. Then they say, why did you make your decision to go to Fort Myers? Because we just broke a grand diamond out there. That's why we're going there, and they now have a base. And based on that, we'll determine where we do our Super Saturdays. And this is going to be the same mentality you all have. See, I want you to understand what the company is doing, I'm doing. What I'm doing, you need to do. Everything we do is duplication. So when you go out there, and we know that we're professional introducers to the system, now when we do our prospecting, we always put together our memory jogger, right? Now this is for a lot of the new people that are on this call today, okay? You got to have a list of people, okay? Now on your list are gonna be people that need money and people that want money. Let me define both. People who need money are usually the ones that have more month at the end of their money. These are people that work very hard, they're working full time, and they need to go out there. They need another source of income. They need it. People who want money are usually going to be your chicken list. People who want money have money. They just want it. See, for some people, making money is a hobby. People always say, well, how do people who make money keep making more? Because it becomes their hobby. It becomes their passion. It's just what they do. I make money. Okay, it's whatever your focus is. See, some people just work for money. And a lot of people work because they want money. So these are people that you may have determined are not interested, but it's exactly the opposite. Making money for a lot of people is a game. And they're always looking for the next opportunity in which they could make their mark. And now here we come. And we've determined, well, so-and-so makes millions of dollars a year. No, listen, guys, you have to match the opportunity to the people you're talking to. I've done a couple of three-way calls with people, and the message I send to these people is you may or may not be interested, but you could be a connector. See, sometimes, guys, the wrong word is to use people. It's not using people, it's getting people to see how they can participate. You know how many times I talk to people that have made millions of dollars, and I will present the opportunity? I'd say, listen, I respect what you've done in your life. Here's what I'm doing now. You may or may not be interested, but one thing's for sure, so-and-so, I know you know people, and I would love you to open the door and connect me to others based on your credibility with the base that you have. Oh, I'll do that for you, Jeff. No problem. So when you make your list, guys, do not leave off your list people that have big influence. These are people that could just open doors. These are people that could put 50 people to 100 people on a launch call. So make sure you're not leaving out the people that want money. Okay? That's the message when you make your list. And if you look at this list that's on your screen, it's pretty detailed. Because there's a lot of people that will say to me, I've gone through my list. And then I will say, well, what about your person that you go to church with? Oh, yeah, those people. Okay, that's why it says memory jogger. Because I will tell you this, the number 2 step in every network marketing company is to make the list. Right, so now how many network marketing companies out there are there? Thousands, right? Okay, if number 2 is make their list, you know how many people have your people on their list? This is the game you have to play. It's not just World Global Network people that may be calling your people. It's other companies that may be calling your people. So there is urgency. See, people have been exposed. And so I just want to create that excitement within you, right? And your excitement that you have is based on your belief. And normally your belief is based on what? Your results. And if you're not getting the results, then most of the time you're not going to go out there and reach out to people. So it's a head game that you play with yourself. You just got to go through your numbers. Okay? This is what we tell new people to do. Don't pre-qualify, just get that 2-minute video into the hands of others. Okay? Now, this right here, it's like grading your list. Okay, now you could grade, I just like to know who I'm talking to. And if I'm gonna make my list, I wanna make sure that I'm talking to I want my best shot. And the best person to talk to are people that check out that may be a self-starter. People that are influential. People that you know are trainable, coachable, and teachable. People that have financial resources. See, if I'm making my list, these are going to be the first people I'm talking to. And the reason behind that, everyone, okay, because they're open to opportunities. See, if I look at my warmest of warm market, which is my family, and I'm not being mean, it's just what it is. They're not self-starters. They don't have much influence. Okay, because they never leave the house, right? They're not teachable, coachable, and trainable. They're stuck in their ways. And they don't have any financial resources. And like I said, guys, I'm not being mean. It's just what it is. I love my family. I'll fight to the death for them. But when it comes to building a business and grading them, when it comes to this, it's like grading me. It's like grading me for being someone scholastic. Is that even the right word? Okay, I don't even know if that's even the right word. Okay, well, Jeff isn't educated. He didn't go to school. So grade me. Who cares? I don't care. It is what it is. But those aren't going to be the first person I talk to. Why? Because they're going to make it very difficult for me. Because they're not self-starters. They have no influence. They don't have financial resources. And they're the ones that are always going to try to steal my dream. Now, I'm still going to talk to them, right? Down the road. I'm still going to let them know, because who knows who they may lead me to. But I don't put a lot of time and effort into them. See, a lot of times we put our time, effort, and energy into people that will never do it. Because that's who you're comfortable talking to. But what if you do have somebody that checks out as a forechecker? How do you handle those people? You compliment them. I respect what you've done. Oh my gosh. Okay, you've done very well financially. Okay, and I aspire to be where you are. And let me tell you what I have found. I would love to share with you what I'm doing. You know what they always say? Sure, tell me. They're open if you have that relationship. And just tell them what you saw here. Brand new category creator company. First to market this unbelievable product. Watch this. It may or may not be for you, but I do know you know people. Do you ever ask people to help you? Not get involved with you. I would love your help. I'll open some doors for you. See, that's the backdoor approach with some people on your chicken list. Okay, now obviously you have to understand, if people do see it, you got to paint the picture and let these people see what they see. They may hear you talk about everything about World Global Network and go, yeah, I may know somebody for you. Or they may say, hey, I could take this to a whole new level. Let their ego take it. But you got to present it. Okay, this is how you go out there, and when you start doing this, I'm telling you, when you talk to influential people, I've never had one put me down. Doesn't mean they do it, but I've never had somebody say, well, you're stupid, that'll never work. Or they say, no, that's multi-level marketing, I would never do that. Okay, understand what they're saying no to. Anybody, they don't understand it. So this is how you go out there and grade your people, guys. And then at the end of the day, when you bring a new person in, this is the simplicity of our business. And I don't want to keep beating this one up because we talk about this every day. But this is the secret to what you're watching. This is why World Global Network is breaking all records, is because of the simplicity of getting people information. But let me ask you, what do you think the #1 drawback to this slide is? You think it's getting people enrolled? No. That's easy. Eventually, that'll be like shooting fish in a barrel. Do you think it's getting people to send out the video? No. Biggest problem is follow-up. Still today, follow-up is key. Everybody listening to me, we've done a lot of launch calls over the last 4 days. And I'm just using this as an example. If you're not following up, immediately, people get cold very quickly. We have a window, and I've trained on this before. When they watch a presentation and they are excited, if we don't strike when they're excited, what happens? Here comes fear and doubt. Here comes fear and doubt again. And when fear and doubt hits, no decision is made. You got to move quickly. This is where I believe the only part of the sales cycle really exists here. Because I'm not a big proponent of closing people, but I am a big proponent of following up with people. Because all I want, guys, is an answer. That's all I want. I want to get their questions answered so I could either cross them off my list or get them involved. The thing I hate is the abyss. How many people do you have in the abyss? You know who that is? That's the person that saw the video, got excited, but didn't make a decision to do it or not. Those are the ones that'll drive you nuts. I want the person to either say yes or no to me. The only way to know that is to follow up. How do you follow up? Hey, Mark, what did you like best of what you just saw? Tell me what part of the business really got you excited. Well, I love the comp plan. Oh, I love the product. Whatever that person says. Great. Based on what you saw, hypothetically, where would you start? Single, family, or premier? I'm asking a question. Well, I'll start with the family pack. Great. Move him closer. I just asked the question. And then if he said, well, I don't know yet, okay, let me answer those questions. And then you know what you got. This is called knowing the shot. If you never follow up, you say, well, they watched it. Doesn't that make you nuts? Okay, I want to cross people off my list. I love doing that. I love crossing them out, and I'll say a bad name about them. I'll just write right next to them. That makes me feel good, right? That keeps me moving forward. I didn't want him anyway. Okay, right? So that's my psyche. I play with myself. Otherwise, you go nuts. This is called comfort zone sharing, guys. Now, here's what everybody needs to embrace when you do have a forechecker. This is maybe what you need to embrace to watch somebody else help you move people closer to a decision. It's called a three-way call. And you guys, my gosh, you guys are doing very good on this one. But I want you to learn from the three-way call. Right? And the three-way call, this is not the training. I do a full training on this. But it's basically a new person introduce you to prospects. That's all I want from a new person. If you're brand new on this call today, first of all, welcome. And we do these every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Stay plugged in to these calls. Okay, here's your responsibility as a new person listening to me today. You have a contact base that we cannot get to. And your contact base trusts you. These are potential prospects. But when it comes to this business, you don't have the credibility because your prospect knows you're brand new. And they know one day you're not an accountant, and the next day you're somebody that understands wearable technology. So they understand that. So the purpose of the three-way call is to enter into a third party who does have the respect when it comes to this business. See, so it's you and the third party, the person working with you, that's going to talk to your prospect. All you have to do is lead your prospect to the third party person. And your job is to edify this person. Okay, when I say edify, tell your prospect everything about the person that's on the phone, all their different credentials, and let this person talk to your prospect. That's it. So what are you? A professional introducer. So all we want you to do is make sure this prospect has at least seen the 2-minute video and understand that you're going to be introducing them to somebody very, very, very influential within the industry. So now this person feels comfortable, right? And he could get all his questions answered, but you're going to see what this person does. And this is how you learn. This works 90% of the time. 90%, or I should say 100% of the time. Doesn't mean 100% of the time the person gets involved, but you know very quickly when you go through this, you know the shot. After that call, I promise you that person's either going to be in or out. Isn't that what you want? That's the edification. So you see how the system works? All the new people are doing, you're fishing. You're throwing out bait. You're throwing out the 2-minute video. That's all we're doing, right? We're casting our hook. Oh, someone bit. Okay, what do I do with this fish? I don't know how to clean the fish. Well, bring in the expert. That's how you do it. And then as you get some wins, then all of a sudden you're doing this for your people's people. You become the expert. This is when this thing gets really fun, guys. So when you go out there, this is what we do. We friendship, all of us. Now I'm gonna cut this thing 2 ways. We create interest. How do we create interest? 2-minute video. We create desire. That's the 3-way call. And then we look to duplicate. We want to find out very quickly, do I have somebody that really wants to build? See, just because someone gets involved doesn't mean they do the necessary things. Okay, just recently, right before this call, somebody I was very excited about, okay, that somebody else sponsored, worked with this person for 2 days. Fear and doubt got this person. I even did a launch call for this person. And today, the sponsor gets a text message saying, I can't do this. I can't do this. I am not going to do World. Oh my gosh. Yes, it does happen. Just because some people make a decision, who knows what happened? Maybe she was just overwhelmed with the support. Okay, that's what I think happened. She was overwhelmed with people that want to help her. So you know what that did? It put the mirror in front of her. I can no longer say I have no support. I think the support was overwhelming because she had somebody that was going, okay, I'm going to work with you. I think that made her go the other way. That's okay. I'm good with that. I can't fix that. See, you can't make people do it. Now she's going to complain, the next person, I had too much support. These people were pressuring me to do certain things. But when I did the 3-way call, she goes, I want to make this amount of money. I'm willing to do whatever I have to do. Okay, and she told me everything about her life. I go, okay. Now, in order to do that and to make this amount of money, here's what we have to do. And I was totally focused on helping this person. And then we get a text message. I can't do this. I know the shot. That doesn't bother me. I know I can look myself in the mirror and say, for everybody that wants to take this journey, are we there for that person? That's not my problem. That she, obviously something that within her made her stop. Guys, you don't worry about that. I have my goals and my dreams. And this person, okay, just said no to the best thing that possibly is, but you can't fix it. You guys follow? Okay, now, here's what we do. This is our funnel. This is the hardest part of this business. Right here, filling up your funnel. Making your list and filling up your funnel on a consistent basis. All the new people, listen. This is your key to building your base. Any business in America needs to fill up their funnel to have consistent business coming in. We fill up our funnel initially with the people that we know. Why? Because we know them. You got your personal friends, you got your acquaintances, referrals, cold market, people you meet. These are potential prospects. And when I'm filling up my funnel, right, I'm listening and asking questions and establishing rapport. So these are for prospects. Okay, and when I'm asking questions about what? I'll get into this in a second. I'm always asking people personal questions. The way you open up rapport is by finding out a little bit about the person. You just don't go out there and start vomiting all over people about what you're doing. You got to find out about them. Right? This is why we say start with your warm market, because you already know the answers to the test. You already know about their family. You already know where they live. You already know what they do. And it's easier then to match the opportunity to the people you're talking to. Okay? Now, to spin it the other way, I also then have to friendship with the people I have brought into the business. You're not just prospecting people, and once they get involved, now you still got a friendship. This is like linking arms, guys. We've linked arms with a lot of you. Okay, we know a lot about everything that you do. I want to know everything about the person. Why? Because we're going to build a business together. I have to know what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. I want to know your strengths. I want to know your weaknesses. Why? Because there's only going to be a handful of people you're really working closely with. Okay, you've heard the story. We sponsored over 70 people. Out of 70, we're really working very closely with about 8. These are people that are building organizations. Remember, we get paid down depth. I got 8 people, about 8 people that have taken it 6 levels or deeper. So I'm not working that closely with the other 62. Okay, because these are people that are doing whatever they're doing. I'm working with the 8. I'm friendshipping. I've established rapport. We have a relationship. This is how you build an organization. So it's not just prospecting the new person, and once they get involved, okay, go do it. You're going to be a self-starter. No, you want to know the shot, right? What do I really have here? So I just cut it both ways. Prospecting, and when you bring people in, you're still friendshipping. Okay, now these are your potential prospects. Now, here's the message I tell people, and this goes back to the training yesterday. Remember I said you got to put 20 people in left, 20 people in right to get traction? Okay, how do you think that happens? By us having the urgency to do it. This is a fast-moving business. This is not something you go, well, I'm just going to be the turtle. No, you got to be the rabbit. Okay, urgency, 72 hours. You got to be excited. Your belief, where does your belief come from? In the beginning, it usually comes from the person who brought you in. You're borrowing my belief. Does anybody here doubt my belief? Then borrow it if you don't have any. Okay, this is when you do the 3-way call. I'm going to bring somebody in with huge belief because I'm brand new. And as I get more results, I will then have the confidence, which will build my belief that other people can borrow. Isn't it kind of funny how it works? And so I want everybody to promote their approach. Okay, what's your approach? What's the approach? 2-minute video. What's your approach when you talk to people? People say, if I'm out and about, what do I say? You want the magic word? You guys got your notepad? Here's the magic word you say. Hi. I'm at the club. I'm working out, and all of a sudden, okay, this new person passes by. Let's say it's Anne Marie. Watch this. Hi. What do you think she says? Hi. There you go. That's what you say. Look how many people don't even say hi to each other. Just think about it. Look how many people you pass. But try doing it. Just say, hi. And they'll say hi. And here we go. Now, you're not going to throw up on them about World Global Network. You're establishing a rapport. You know how many times I'll establish rapport? I just use the gym as an example. I'll establish rapport, but then every day I say hi to that person. And eventually the one day comes up, okay, where you spend some time and you get to know that person. See, it's just planting seeds. But put yourself out there. Start a conversation. You'll be surprised how receptive people are. Some people at the gym, they're just going, oh my God, that person's so mean. But then when I finally say hi, they just light up like a Christmas tree. Okay, do you come to the same time every day? Okay, if I'm in the sauna, do you come in before you work out or after? And just the conversation just happens. Take the agenda out of it. Just go out there. I'm talking about cold market now. Okay, once you get past your warm market. Okay, because you never know. How do you know? Here's the game you have to play. What if that's the person that's looking for an opportunity? What if that's the person that gets involved in your business and builds a multi-million-dollar company? How do you know? They're out there and they're every walk of life. That's why we're going to start doing once a week, hearing from all of you. I want people to hear from you about your backgrounds. I want them to hear how you got involved. And then you start to go, well, wait a minute, this is just like the person that I work with. People's always trying to figure out who's going to be the magic one. You don't know. The magic one comes from all walks of life. I could show you kids, 22, 23 years old, that are hitting president here. Then you got the 30-year-olds, you got 40, you got 90-year-olds getting involved. But how do you know? You just got to talk to them. And when you promote your approach, you always talk about family, where they live, occupation, and passions. It's called FLOP. This is how I determine very quickly. If I do a three-way call, how many times you guys heard me do this? Where do you live? What kind of business are you in? Do you have a family? I want to establish that rapport. And once I give the people information, guys, it's not something that you should be ashamed of to find out hot, warm, or cold. Would you agree? Do you like what you saw? Great, that's hot, they're in. Warm, I like what I saw, but I need more information. Great, give them the information. Cold, okay? If they're cold, move away from them quickly. Now, here's the other spin. When I bring somebody into the business, they're in, they bought their package. I still got to find out if they're hot, warm, or cold. Just as an example, the text I just got prior to this call. Person was hot. I want to make this happen. I got to make this amount of money. I scheduled my launch call. Now, she went cold. Hey, listen, I'm not going to try to figure out why she got cold. Okay, so you got to understand, you got a lot of people that some of you brought in that they went cold. Just because they made their decision doesn't mean they're going to build a multi-million-dollar business. You all know that, right? So we got to keep them interested. This is why it's important to have a structure. This is why I do these types of calls every day. Because you may have gotten cold yesterday, some of you. But all of a sudden now you're back on the call and you go, you know what? Okay, this made sense. I'm back in. You don't know. I went hot to cold for 2 years. Me, this is the greatest business in the world one day. Next day, man, I got to get a job. Next day, oh my God, this is unbelievable. We're going to get rich, Lisa. Next day, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. You're an emotional roller coaster in the beginning. You know what associating yourself with a positive environment does? I'm trying to keep you all even. That's all I'm trying to do. You're going to have good days and bad days. But if you are focused in on the long-term potential, That up and down emotional roller coaster should not affect you. Oh, this is just part of the business. Isn't it amazing? Okay, that we're emotional roller coasters every day doing what we do, working for somebody else, but we stay there. But over here, I could become financially independent and people go, well, I don't know. I don't know. That's the business, guys. And I know some of you are going through exactly what I'm talking about. Well, all I want to do is keep you even. This is just part of the journey. If you had a good day yesterday, it's part of the journey. If you had a bad day, it's a big part of the journey because you're personally growing. You probably hit something you haven't hit your whole life, whatever that may have been. It could have been somebody trying to steal your dream. It could be someone saying no, someone calling you stupid for doing multi-level marketing, someone telling you that wearable technology is not going to work. See, everybody's selling everybody something every day. Most people are selling fear and doubt. That's what most people are selling. They're selling fear and doubt. You're selling dreams and aspirations. You're selling something that people can't see. See, everybody can see fear and doubt. Everybody can relate to fear and doubt. But very few people can relate to having more. This is rare. You put the average person on a call like this, they're going to go, oh my God. They're not even going to know their emotions after a call like this or coming to a personal development training because it's not what they're around every day. What are they around every day? Just think, turn on the damn TV and watch what they're around. Constant fear and doubt given by the media every day. Every day. I think it's planned. Now here you come, happy, passionate, enthusiastic, excited about life. And all of a sudden, fear and doubt meets excitement. And this person's going, what's wrong with this person? You see, that's you. And you're going to go through it. And you want to get people over to our side. That's the facts. And I believe that in my core. And I understand why people say what they say. I understand why people are where they are. You know how I know? Because I was there. And I still fight it. I still fight it. Because that was my upbringing. Not being mean. It's just what I was always around. Do you ever hear the saying, you're a product of your environment? Okay. Well, just think about your environment. We're products of that environment, and we're trying to break out of it. That's what you got to get people to see, guys. Okay? Now, creating interest. I've listened. I've established rapport. Okay, now I go straight to creating interest. How do I create interest? My story. Everybody has a story. We're going to be practicing our story over and over again. The best way to practice is not here. The best way to practice is out there. Listening and this practice. What would be this person's hot button if I listened? Because I know the shot. Okay, I'm going to get t-shirts made. Know the shot. Okay, that should be the motto. Know the shot. Know the answers to the test. And then I could take my story and spin it based on the person I'm talking to. The benefits of the business. Okay, do you all know the benefits of your business? Oh my God, Jeff, please don't show that again. Okay, I'm going to show it again. Selling the dream. Okay, do you know how many people stop dreaming? True story or fact. 9 years ago, USA Today did a poll, and they asked the American people, if you were to become financially independent, how would you do it? Guess what the number one answer was? Win the lottery. Was the number one way most people can see themselves becoming financially independent. Number two, go to Las Vegas and hit a jackpot. Number three, a stock tip. top 3 ways people thought in the richest country in the world they could become financially independent. Those are the people you're talking to. In other words, they don't believe they can because they know the situation they have chosen will never allow them to be. So why think about it? Now here you come, selling the dream, selling your story. Well, I like this person. Oh my gosh. Okay, this person relates to me. And they're doing something and they're now dreaming again. I like the way that feels. That's who you're looking for. Tell me more about this. But most people don't. Oh, that'll never work. See, that's easy to say. Isn't that easy? That'll never work. So it allows them not to make a decision. I'm not looking for that person. I'm looking for the person that goes, what, really? Well, that sounds exciting. I'll accept your information. That's creating interest. Watch this 2-minute video. That's it. Well, tell me more. I've fished. I've caught somebody. How many times you go fishing, if you do fish, and I've never fished, and I'm using the fishing analogy, right? How many times have you gone fishing, right? And every time you throw the hook in, you catch something? No. Sometimes you sit there for 6 hours, right? But if you put the right bait on the hook, check me out with the analogy. When you put the right bait on the hook, and all of a sudden you go, oh, I got a bite. Well, how do you know what the bait is? Uh-oh, here he goes again. Okay, here's your bait. This is what you're fishing with. Match this to the person you're talking to. See, these trainings are never going to change. The only thing that's going to change is where you are in the journey and you hear it differently. Maybe today's the day, even though you've seen this 1,000 times, maybe today's the day it gets through to you. See, it wasn't for 2 years where it got through to me. That's just a fact. For 2 years, I wasn't listening. I was plugging in, but I wasn't really listening. You know how that works, right? Maybe today's the day. When I do one of these, I try to reach one new person that says, you know what? I'm in. See, you gotta keep closing the people that are in. And the ones that stay plugged in have a better chance of taking the journey. That's why we do it. So plug your people in, and this is what you're selling. Right here on the screen. And I'm not going to go through it all, but you could see if I'm listening to somebody and this person starts talking about his situation where he's kind of stuck and he's hit the glass ceiling. You see how I could spin what this business can do for them? Or maybe they're looking for more immediate income. If you're talking to somebody that's been doing what they're doing for 20, 25 years, I promise you, the days of having the pension and the gold watch and retiring into the sunset are over. So what part of this would you talk about to that person? Wouldn't it be residual income? Right? So you match the opportunity to the people you're talking to. That's why I keep showing this. Because show me one thing on the screen that everybody on your list would not want, I should say. Nah, I don't want that, being in control of my financial and just my financial future. No, I wouldn't want that residual income thing. Of course they want it, they just can't see it. Okay, now, creating desire. Go back to creating interest for 1 second. I want to spin it back. Now, that's how you talk to a new person. Now, if I have a brand new person, remember, this is the person now that got in. I still got to create interest within this person to take the steps necessary to build their business, right? So if I bring Anne-Marie into the business, okay, I got to find out about Anne-Marie. So it's not just the new prospect, Anne-Marie's in. And I still want to sit down and go, okay, Anne-Marie, you're in. Congratulations, high five. Okay, tell me your story. So tell me what you're looking for. This is how you bring a new person in. What do you want to accomplish? And when she really believes I care, I've created now more interest with her to really start doing this. Because remember the training yesterday? A third do nothing, a third incubate. 2/3 of every person you bring in is going to basically do nothing. Wonder how many of those people, if you really sat down with them, okay, and found out about that person, maybe would have taken the journey. You follow me? Maybe sitting down and finding out about that person. What do they really want to accomplish? See, this is how you create interest within the person that made the decision. Okay, so find out, once again, knowing the shot. And then, okay, if I go back to prospecting, okay, go back to prospect. This is a person not in the business. I got to then create desire. How do I create desire with somebody? Okay, same thing, guys. Only difference is some are in, some aren't in. Either way, I'm still going through this process. If they're not in, they watch the 2-minute video. Great, let me show you how this could work for you. What are you looking for? Isn't it the same conversation whether they're in or out? Of course it is. I got to still recognize their needs. I still got to focus in on their desires. Because if people believe they're being heard and they're being understood because you're listening, this is when people say, hey, I'm in. Premier Pack. But then once they get in, same thing. I still got to create that desire and remind that person, this person I got the call from or the text, I did this with this person. I spent a long time with this person finding out what they really wanted. Okay, obviously I didn't create enough desire. Okay, oh well. Okay, that's on them. But guys, remember, when you're talking to people, it's all about them. Because people aren't listened to out there. This makes you different. This makes you stand out. Because how many times has this person ever been told or someone sat down with them and said, listen, I really want to help you change your situation. And the reason you can have this posture is because you have an opportunity that will allow them to achieve whatever they want to achieve. You have what they want. You got to posture yourself. You're the expert. And the reason you're the expert, because you made the change. You know where they are. And here's why I made my decision. And this is what betters your chances to get people, guys, to duplicate. You know how you duplicate? Lead by example. Good communication. You know what this means? Telling people what to do and work with the ones that do it. That's how you do it. And same thing, once they get involved, I'm always leading by example. Because as your business grows, guys, you're going to remember these calls. You know what you're going to do? You're probably going to duplicate them as your team gets bigger. Because in the beginning, guys, here's our business. We're all things to all people. Until I could create a leader. How do you create leaders? Okay, how do you create a builder? Let them see what the system's all about. Get them results. Get their confidence up. Right? It's sort of like the rebellious teenager. I'm not going to listen to mom and dad. Then all of a sudden they move out of the house. Right? They get their own family. Oh, mom and dad was really right. Okay? And they start duplicating the same thing. That's duplication. And to close this thing out, guys, here's the mentality. Always get into a conversation. Try to with everybody you meet. Just practice. Flop somebody today. Find out about their family. Okay, where they live, their occupation. Identify the ones that want to change their financial situation. I did a call yesterday, late last night, and the person says, I have a radio station. And he said, Jeff, what kind of ad would you run? I said, well, What are you looking for? Because he was talking about how he wants to run just a product commercial on the radio about Hilo. I said, well, if you're asking me, I would never run a product commercial. I'm not looking for product users on the radio. I'm looking for people that want to change their financial situation. So if I ran a radio ad, I would be talking about the business and what I'm looking for. Category creator company moving into your area, looking for like-minded people looking to make a change. If you're open to supplementing or replacing your income, call. Okay, I'm just top of my head. That's what I'm looking for. I'm fishing for people that want to build a business. I'm going to identify the ones as I talk to people that want to earn money. And how do I do it? I share my vision, I sell the dream, I tell my story. And then once I do that, watch the 2-minute video. Always goes back to watch that 2-minute video. That's it. Okay? And then somebody asked me yesterday, right after the call, Jeff, how many people exactly do I have to talk to get my 2020? I said, I don't know. You're going to know this when you learn your success ratio. When you run your own numbers, you'll know how many people in the system to find the ones I could duplicate through. You know, everybody's different. I told you in the beginning, I had to talk to a lot more people to duplicate. Today, I don't have to talk to as many people because I know what I'm looking for. See, I've improved my skills. There's 2 ways to grow faster: friendship more people or improve your skills. And this happens automatically. That's how you do it. Hey guys, don't worry about the ad that I just recited. Okay, if you guys want to run an ad, call me. We'll walk you through how to run an ad. Okay, there's different messages. Okay, we've done all the, we'll do a training on ads. Okay, how about that? We'll do trainings on ads and how to run an ad. Okay, so we'll make that as part of the, I always need material, of course, for these calls. So that, I'll put that down. So that's the training today, guys. Hopefully, like I said, when I do this, trying to reach one person that goes, man, this made sense. This was my day that I'm starting my journey with World Global Network. Guys, this is a very forgiving business. If you haven't liked the results you've gotten up until this point, start today. See, this is not something you're putting in $30,000 a month to keep the lights on. You don't have hundreds of employees you have to keep employed. So you could start over anytime you want. Make today your first day, some of you. Okay, and for some of you, continue the journey and just take what you've received, right, and go put it into play. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.